Table Fighter is a game all about smart strategizing and making hard reads on your opponent. But sometimes all you need to win is a little bit of cheese and a lot of speed. Alice is generally called the best character in the core Table Fighter package, and several of her cards are easily considered to be the best of their class. However, she also has more than a few cards that seem a little weak. But in the end, they all come together to form a powerhouse package. So I'm going to take a look at every single card, and then the character as a whole, and tell you how they play. This is Vanish's guide to Table Fighter, Alice. Now, the first card we have to look at is Power Shot. This card is basically the entire center of the deck. Every card from here on out is meant to either combo into this card, or set up to get that card back in your hand, or last long enough to get it back. And that because Power Shot is just a monster. It does 5 damage, which is a massive amount for a basic attack card, and has 24 speed. Obviously, because these are massive numbers, they don't have any sort of charge effect or combo, but they don't need to. 24 speed makes it the 5th fastest card in the game on one of the most heavily damaging attacks in the game. It's utterly ridiculous. And the thing is that you rarely ever just flat play it out. Instead, what you do is you play the other cards in the deck, whose sole job is to create the opening for Power Shot to blow up, essentially. That's why so many of the other cards in the deck have incredible speed. It's so that way you can pry open an opportunity to use this card. So by not playing it and keeping it in your hand, you're essentially using your other cards to fish for the right opportunity to then slam it down for at least 5 damage. Now, to be clear, that doesn't mean you shouldn't play this card just flat out. It has 24 speed for a reason, but it's better to keep in your hand in order to make sure that any false prediction doesn't go awry. Speaking of Power Shot, we should probably talk about the cards that combo into it. First is Dodge Roll, a pretty standard shield, even a bit below par, as it only combos into attacks. But a shield is one of the best cards in the game, so this one does its job fine. The next one, though, is incredible. Taser Hook. This is a 2 damage grab with 24 speed, making it the single fastest grab in the game, which is incredibly powerful, especially against grappler characters. It's just freaking amazing, easily the best grab in the game. And the final card that you want to combo into Power Shot with is one of the best attacks in the game. Burst Barrage. With 2 damage and 27 speed, it is the 3rd fastest attack, charged or uncharged, in the entire game, and does a pretty significant amount of damage doing it. It can also act as a good combo extender because it in and of itself is an attack, so you can combo shield or grab into Burst Barrage into Power Shot, upping your damage even more, making it both a great opener and a great combo extender. Now that we have all of the combo starters out of the way, we have to get to the 2 other cards in Alice's kit. First is her Hunter's Knife. This card, at first glance, isn't that great. It only does 1 damage and has a pitiful 7 speed. But when you take a larger look at the deck as a whole, you actually see the place where Hunter's Knife is played. You see, once you get rid of your Power Shot by using it, then your deck has nothing to combo into. That's literally the whole point of the deck, but once you don't have Power Shot in your hand, you're kind of dead in the water. So, Hunter's Knife allows you to, instead of comboing into Power Shot, combo into it. And then, it can use the fact that it can combo both into attacks and into grab to help clear out your hand as soon as possible, giving you as many draws as you possibly can. It also works in the mid-game as just a decent combo extender. It's not a great card, and I often find myself just charging it back into the deck, but it serves its purpose in the deck as a kind of nitro boost, if you will, a way to speed up the deck's play. Now, the final card in the main deck is Remote Bomb, Alice's parry, and it's not a very good one. It doesn't combo into anything, it only does a base 2 damage, which does significantly improve when you charge it, making it do 6 damage. But even then, that's really predictable. The only time you're ever going to really hit that 6 damage is if your opponent misplays or they only have attacks and or supers in their hand. It's just not a reliable strategy. However, it does have its purpose in the deck as an effective stopgap. It's a resource conservation tool, so that way you can charge in valuable and needed resources from your discard pile back into your deck or get cards out of your hand to make room for more. It's really only there as a recycling tool, and as that, it does fine. And finally, we can get to Alice's super. First shot. This is absolutely incredible. It does 6 damage, which is really good for a super, and when charged, beats through charged shields. What this means is that you just have to wait and try and bait out your opponent's parry, and once it's gone, you just charge in through with your super. And because of that incredible consistency and high damage output, a lot of times Alice's first shot will be your last shot. Now, if I had to summarize how to play Alice, and I do, that's kind of the point of this whole video, I'd say that it's all about 3 key things. Power shot, and of course, power shot. Because every single part of the deck is facilitated around that idea. Your 3 best cards are just there to combo into power shot, and the other 2 are there to fill the gaps that not having power shot can cause. If you want any recommendations on or tips on how to play the character, here's what I can tell you. The best opening hand is Power Shot and 2 of the combo starters. The next card should be another combo starter, then probably the Remote Bomb, then the Hunter's Knife. Now, that's not to say that Alice is without her flaws. She has plenty. Again, not all of her moves are great, and especially her parry is susceptible to being read pretty hard. And like with any character in this game, Alice isn't going to carry you. She is merely a tool for you to use, and if you can't use her well, then you are going to lose. That all being said, I hope today that I showed you why Alice is usually considered to be the swiftest, strongest, and scariest character in Table Fighter.